Hey everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and I'm going to try a technique today that somebody shared with me, a subby shared with me, and I'm a little nervous because I'm going to try it right inside my journal. Now, we know that if it doesn't go as planned, we can always cover it up, and I actually used this technique. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Basically, it's using two tea bags and some water, making a weird imprint on a page, and then seeing if you can take the shape that it takes on and turn it into something cool. I believe the fellow's name who did it was Roy Perry. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it was. And I'm just using regular tea bags in cold water. I think this is going to do it. I have no idea. I, of course, didn't read any instructions, and I'm just going for it. Now, I do use a similar technique when I'm covering up a blop or a splotch. Let's say I'm painting or watercoloring or inking, and I accidentally drop or splotch something onto a page. Then I try and use that shape to incorporate it into a design, and I think, well, he did it a lot better than I've ever done it. But we will just take a page that needs something on it. Let's see. I wonder if I could do it on this page. That's kind of a cool page. Oh, got some pages in here. Oh, here's a white page. Let's try something with that. And because it is in the journal, I'm going to use this paper parchment to back it so it doesn't soak through and wet the other page. Okay, that's my theory. Well, I'm going to put it here because it's easier to do this way. Probably going to do it wrong. Well, let's just see. Okay, so wet the tea bag. Probably better with warm water, but no, I was impatient. It takes me forever to get warm water out of my tap. This has to be the cheapest tea I've ever seen. It's not even coloring the water. That's what happens when you buy El Cheapo tea bags for crafting. It will. I think warm water would work a little better. All right. Let it soak. You get in there too because you're going to be number 2. Okay. All right. I don't think I'm going to get much out of this. We may have to use something different. It doesn't even feel wet inside this tea bag. Come on. All right. Okay, we're getting a little colors now. I'm going to squeeze it out pretty good. I don't want wet, soppy. Okay. I'll just tell you, he got a bird image. I'm probably not going to get a bird image. Whoa! Just spilled the water. Hang on. All right. Good thing I had that parchment paper down. Phew. Okay. Well, we'll be making some interesting things with those designs. Let me see if I'm even getting anything. Am I getting anything? No. I got nothing. Oh my gosh, I must have the cheapest tea in the entire world. Let me let it soak for a second. Let me get a different brand of tea. Hold on one second. I know you're saying, Pam, haven't you ever heard of the word steep? You're supposed to steep your tea bags so they release their goodness. Well, apparently, okay, I'm going to give you one more chance, little tea bag. Maybe a little more water. Maybe I took too much water out. All right. Nothing. Okay, well, that is going in the do not use that brand, whatever it is, something. Going up to Twinings, fancy smancy, Pure Rooibos red tea. All right, we should get some color out of this baby if all goes well. Yeah, I can see red already. I'm feeling confident, And maybe the guy just laid the tea bag on his paper and walked away and came back an hour later. I don't know, because I didn't really. I'm very bad for watching instructions. Isn't that terrible? Nothing. Well, there you go. Okay, so we're going to try something else completely. All right. That I'm sure works for some people, but not this crafter. So if you have tips and tricks on how to do that correctly, please let me know. So in the meantime, we're just going to do, we're going to take just a regular brown, gathered twigs. This is what is on here. Gathered twigs. Maybe I'll rub a little bit on there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet this. I don't want a circle shape. Now, of course, I'm getting everything. Oh, look at I'm getting drips. That could be good. I got one drip, and it's going to become something. I can work with that something. Oh, now it looks like I see a bird. Oh, I see a bunny. I see a penguin. I see an elephant baby. Okay, it's changing before my eyes there. I'll put one up here too. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, that was pretty cool. Well, I don't know what to do with that. We'll figure that out later. Oh, that's kind of cool. And those little starlight droplets are pretty cool in the world of junk journal vintage look. We're just going to let that be. And then I guess we're going to have to let that dry so I can work with it. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do in the meantime? All right, hang on. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And I'm going to put this over here for a second while that dries. But we're going to make something else while that's drying. We're going to let it air dry, because if I blow dry it, it'll blow the ink all over the place. It'll change the shape. Okay, so we are going to make some positive cards. Yeah, I saw somebody. I was either on my Facebook or my Facebook group, or somebody was making positive cards, and I thought that was such a cool idea. Why don't we make positive cards? Okay, so sometimes you don't know what to put in your junk journal. Well, we can make positive cards. Okay, so here I'm just taking some, this is old. Apparently I was testing my computer and I crumpled the paper. I don't know why I crumpled it, but let's cut this up and make some positive cards out of it. But maybe we're going to start, maybe we're just going to go with, maybe we should cover this side. Yeah, that would make more sense. Are we dry here? Let's make sure this is all dry. Yeah, we're all dry. Starting with the dry surface. Okay. And we're going to cover this with whatever we have, and then we'll make some positive cards, which is kind of fun. So this is like a mini masterboard, and sometimes you just have this piece of paper you want to do something with. You don't want to throw it in the garbage. You don't want to get rid of it, anything like that. You want to turn it into something wonderful, or at least give it a gosh darn try. And that's where we're living right now, in the gosh darn try world. So here we go. My elephant is still drying. I don't know if it's going to look like an elephant at the end, but maybe we can make it look like one. This is from The Tempest. The Source of the Tempest. Sources of the Tempest. Okay, this was some Shakespeare book or something like that. Isn't that him? Tempest in a Teapot guy? I'm not sure. And even if you don't get it right along the edge, you can always trim all that stuff later. How about this? About mushrooms. That's kind of cool. So I'm just making a base paper, and you can build upon this. So don't get all, oh my gosh, is it right? Is it perfect? That kind of thing. You just let it go and glue stuff to it. More mushroom stuff. Okay, why not? All right, we'll just put you here. This is just for background. You can always build upon the background. Here's stuff I was trying to make. Here's a little piece of something. You can overlay it a little bit if you want to do that. Or just random book pages. Sometimes you got stuff and you just want to use it up. Well, that's what's going down here. I got stuff and I want to use it up. Okay. Looks like I need one more piece of paper. Let's see if Pam at the Paper Office can come up with one more piece of paper. Okay, here's one. All right. There. Now my entire area is covered. Okay, so maybe I'm going to give this a quick trimmeroo to just contain the beast. I know what I'm working with. You can also use your tearing ruler for this to tear it quickly. I always like a good torn edge. Nothing wrong with something about the prettiness of paper when it's torn. And I love to work with book pages. I think it's so much fun. They're a very easy resource to find. You can grab an old book from home or swipe one from your family. Did I say that? Or, you can get them in those little, grab a book, add a book, grab a book. Nobody says you have to read the book, but you could read the book if you want to and you feel better about yourself. You can read the book first and then craft with it. Or you can just craft with it because it is a beautiful set of paper. Okay, so now I have these cool little pieces, and I think I'm just going to randomly smatter these on here. And this was a bit of I did a video titled Smattering Technique, and that was just basically randomly putting loosely some pieces of scraps on your junk journal pages, just for fun. Use up what you have. Break the solid lines. Like if you have a lot of solid lines, sometimes you can just use a simple scrap to break that. And all right, I like to touch or overlap a little bit. Just I've got a nice edge here, maybe something here to marry that all together. Let's just see what we got. Oh, I see something. Remnants of a previous crafting day. So if you were around for that video, you know what that came from. Well, that's kind of cool. Why not? Okay. How are you doing over there, elephant? He says, I no longer want to be an elephant. I am something else. Okay, that's fine. We'll turn you into something else then. And you could actually do that entire process on this type of a masterboard and just cut it up and make cool things out of it. Okay. So maybe just a few more little random scrapperoonies. Maybe more of this. Maybe I'll just put some of this on there. That's kind of cool. I want two little oddball edges. Okay, just give me this shape. Yeah. There we go. Just put you on here. It's granting thickness to this masterboard as well as some variety. Maybe I put you here. There we go. You see how that layering, you start to increase the layerage. Something kind of cool about that. I don't know why, but it is pretty cool. Okay, we have more of this. We might as well use it up. What are we sitting here not using it up for? Let's use up our stuff. So, and if you don't want to commit to something in your journal right away, you can simply make something like this out of a, scrap piece of something and then use it later, which is then you have stuff to pull and you're going to have a lot of fun with that. Okay, I want to orient differently. Okay. There we go. It almost looks like a broken, fractured mirror, which is kind of cool. Need something here. I do have this. That could work. Now, I'm not getting too worried about how it looks as a whole because I might cut it up into a million pieces so that you'll lose that reference of the whole. But I don't want you to get stuck by trying to decide too hard where everything goes. But just maybe think of where these lines connect. We have flat lines connecting to each other. Maybe you want to break that a little bit. Sometimes that's a good place to start if you don't know where to start. You don't have to break every line, but you can break some, and that just is kind of a cool thing. All right, maybe I'll just take another strip of torn paper because I love torn paper. Did I mention that? Okay, here we go. And then we're going to go here because it's torn. That's why. Okay. One more because it's, yeah, and I want a torn. I know I'm making more scraps as I go, and that's the way it happens. But let's see how we can do this. Okay, I'm going to put it upside down. I don't care. I think it's kind of cool. Okay, so now we have a base, which is kind of cool by itself. Looking for the lid. Here it is. Okay, very important. Now maybe you want to jazz it up a little bit. Like maybe you've got some stickers sitting on your desk and it's time to use the stickers. I'm a big sticker buyer, and then I get frustrated with them and then I don't use them, but now I'm trying to use them up. All right, I'll just put that in the corner because that seems like a place that would be on a journal card or a journal. And here's a pretty blue butterfly. Let's see if we can separate you. We'll be here for an hour now, so go get a coffee as Pam is trying to separate the sticker from the backing. Okay, I know all the tricks and none of them work for me. I'm that special person where I have to do it the old-fashioned way, or I can't do it. Is it even a sticker? That's when she starts to wonder. Is it just a piece of... We're just going to glue it down. Sometimes you've had enough. You know what I mean? You've just had it, and you're just going to glue it down as is. And you watch. The minute I glue it down, it'll start peeling up. Yeah, that's okay. No, it'll be all right. Okay, well, that's great. Okay, we'll put that there. Yeah, so again, in the spirit of using up what's on the desk, that's what's happening here. What else have I got? I've got a sunflower sticker. That's pretty. I think this one comes off easier. And I'm putting a little glue stick on the back just because sometimes stickers don't have the best adhesive. And there's nothing worse than going back through your junk journals and stuff and you just see all the stickers peeling up. So this 1-2 little second effort does, I don't know, I think it makes a difference in the long run. I'll just put you there. I try not to overthink it too much. Because it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Remember we made these the other day? Those were fun. See, those would look pretty on there. But I think I'll wait till I cut them up in order to do something like that. So, oh, long guy's coming. That's perfect timing. Okay, I think he's down the street, so we might be okay. I don't see the truck in front of my house. Maybe I need something here. Okay, I have a piece of lace and I have a stencil. I've got this. Oh, that's pretty. I really like that. We're gonna be putting these on these positive cards. And these positive cards are going to be so easily positive. You're going to go, oh my gosh. Why have I not been doing this for eons? Oh, look. Oh, I found another sticker. I found another one of those. And I got this one. I like that. I like that little piece of red, or that lace. Yeah, you're going to be, why haven't we been doing this? Because it's so easy. Okay, well, that's why we're gonna do it. Okay. Sometimes getting somewhere for the sticker to pop out of a neutral blank area and then overlay in a little written area is fun. Maybe I need something up here. Don't you feel like I do? Let me see. We're just playing. We're goofing off. I could put one up here because maybe these are going to be two different ones. So it's okay to duplicate. Sometimes these stickers come in multis and you might end up duplicating, and that's what you see before you at this moment. Okay. There we go. Peel off. All right. There. There. Marrying that whole little intersection there. Yeah, look at me go. Whoa. Okay. Now this page is just cool as it is. I'm already in love with this page. Remember, it was like really wrinkly and weird on this side, but maybe we're going to work that into the design. Yes. So there's hills and valleys. We have hills and valleys of a wrinkled paper, and you could have even wrinkled this more. That would have been kind of cool. So I'm just going to take, but there's probably ink on this paddle brush. So I'm just going to go over, and instead of fighting the wrinkles, I'm going to accentuate them. And the glue marks. Okay, I had some glue smudge on there. Now I'm going to work it into the design. Okay, so maybe I'm not very good with the tea bags and working that in. Are you an elephant yet? Still drawing. Into that. But maybe I can work with my own natural splotching, which I always do. I've just decided to accept it as opposed to fight it, because there's a level of futility that I reach that it's going to happen. Let's say, just say, Pam knows it's going to happen, so you might as well just enjoy it. Here's another little ridge valley that could use some amplification. And this is kind of knocking down the whiteness of the paper, just hewing it down and picking up the hills and valleys and stuff like that. And if you run out of stuff on there, you can come over with whatever other one you have. Maybe you have, this looks like a blue one. I'm going to go lightly because sometimes this leaves circles. And there's nothing wrong with a circle, but sometimes I got circles. Sometimes you don't want a circle. I got circles. And sometimes you just get the circles and you go with it. Okay, now I'm going to come around and just maybe do some random designs here. It's going to be like a smoky light area background. And it's kind of, this thing is coming apart, like shreds of it everywhere. And you can do wispies, making it look like windy smoke. Okay, now I have windy smoke. Yeah. These are just fun. You're using up basically the residue on your, look at that. It's totally coming apart. The residue on your daubers. Let me just shake that off in the garbage before sunshine turns blue and brown. Okay, so that's a pretty background. So now comes time to cut it up. And I'm going to look at it on this side to cut it up because I think that's kind of pretty. And an easy way to cut it up is just grab a ruler and just cut it up, basically. And you could tear it, but I think I'm going to cut it. And here it's very handy. Oh my God! As she randomly digs for her craft knife, which is probably over here. I'll just take this one. And this is a cutting mat, which makes things so much easier. Okay. Square it up, like just follow a line and a line, and you should be good. Should be square. Square is good, and that's your goal. That should do it. So I'm going to take the 11 down. Okay. All right. Firm, slow. Keep your eye on the blade. And it's pretty easy cut. Okay, and most crafters can do that without batting an eye. Just don't get distracted. It is a blade, but it's not that hard to work with. Okay. Ooh, this is really pretty. I don't know. I'm going to go for the 10. That's going to cut that pretty piece right in half, and everybody can enjoy it. Okay. And now I think I'm just going to cut these all in half. They'll all be the same size, and that's fine. You could make giant bookmarks out of these, and that would be really cool too. You know, wouldn't that be cool? That's so pretty. Maybe we'll make you a giant book. Maybe. Okay. Oh, I do love the giant bookmarks. I don't know what it is. I just do. Okay, so we're going to cut you in half, and I think maybe I need an accent on here, so we will add that. Go for our square again. And pick a spot. These are going to turn out square, which is fine, and there's nothing wrong with square cards. They can be rectangles, squares. It's all good. There's no rules. And that's the joy of junk journal making, is you can just play with what you got. Doesn't have to be perfect. Never let lack of a craft supply stop you. So, yeah, that's a big one. If you hear people say, no, I don't have one of those, or I don't have, no, don't want to hear that. You make do with what you do have, because you're a crafter and you're inventive and creative. And if you sit there long enough and think about it, you'll think of something. Okay, so let's say you don't have stickers and all that kind of stuff. Here's my blank one. But maybe, where was my stencil? You have a stencil. You have stencil? There, you're good. That's all you really need in life is a stencil. And you can reuse your stencils. So that's good bang for the buck when you're you're crafting. And maybe you don't even have a lot of ink on your thing, but it's enough to give it a focal point. Okay. And so flowers and butterflies and things like that, to me, say positivity. They're signs of life and happiness. And there we go. So now we have a focal point, and that's kind of pretty. And but let's say you want it to stand out more. You can just take a regular pen and just make sure your pen writes. This is always my nemesis. And you can come along and you can just emphasize maybe one side of the images. It doesn't have to be perfect or pretty or anything like that. And yeah, all right. And that just gives it a little more presence, shall we say. And now this side, I think I'm going to do it on the opposite side. That's probably wrong. I don't know. I try not to overthink it, but just, you don't have to outline every little thing. You can just do the sides like that. And then it shows up a little bit better, okay? If you want to do stuff. And, you want to give a stem, so be it, okay? And maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to put a little something else on there. I don't know, because you're feeling creative. Here's a, what's that, a Queen Anne's lace? That's a dandelion, Pam. That's what that is. I always thought it could be Queen Anne's lace. Maybe it is. I don't know. But maybe you want to put it in black. This is black soot. That was probably residual gathered twigs. All right. Okay. 4. All right. Oh, yeah. See? There we go. Okay. Now maybe this is up to you, but I do like doing this. I think it gives a finished, polished look. If you take your corner chomper, and this is like a big heavy duty corner chomper, so it likes to chomp thicker things. But you can get a thin one, it'll just do individual papers, or you can get a We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, which can handle thicker things like cardstock or multiple sheets of printer paper. These are fun, aren't they? And okay, I just thought of something else I want to add onto these. Oh, okay, it's rolling around in my mind, not sure yet. And then we have 4 of these. And then... And these are fun to mass make, especially if you want to clean up your desk and make something worthwhile out of all these lovelies. You can do it. Okay, so this will be a bigger, giant bookmark out of its coolness. I don't know, just something I like about this piece. It's kind of cool. Yeah. And you can take, okay, there's this one. Now, where's the brown? I know I saw it. Dum, da-dum, dum, dum. No. Oh, yeah. I know you're here. I'm going to find you. I saw you earlier. Okay, there's your friend, small guy. Where's the big one? Maybe it's hiding under the bags of tea. Probably. Nope, doesn't want to play. Fine. Oh, here it is, right where I left it. So you can ink around these if you want to do that. Where's my glue stick? I see a little need for a little extra glue stick. Who doesn't have scraps? You know, I mean, we're drowning in these things. And if you want, you can make your little pad up because I often leave mine open and it dries out a bit. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Nice, intense edging we have going on here because it's just a little bit wet, and the porous paper of the fiction books and storybooks really pick it up, and that's pretty, right? And you can do the same with the back. Yep, you don't have to, but you can. So next thing we're going to think about with this little guy and these other little cards are some positive words, and you can either use stickers, stamps, or handwrite them. And I think this time I'm going to handwrite them because I do reach for stickers and stamps, but maybe this makes it a little more personal, you know what I mean? And there's lots of room on the back of these to write. They have a cool finish. These will flatten out even more when you put them in a book, so that you have that. And or you can stack them under the book like a bunch of heavy books if they're still warply. But if you overload Super Pack, Chunky Monkey, your junk journals like I do, these babies are going to flatten out pretty much in the book. And you can rest easy and sleep at night. Yeah, that's good. Because, we don't want to not be able to sleep. I know. We got one more here. Oh, I got to do the backs, yeah. All right, so what are you working on today? What is the project that is in your lap or that you're contemplating about? And this is a time of year where a lot of people are making things and we're just having fun and we're not quite sure we're brave enough to give them as a gift. I know that feeling. And but have fun making it anyway and just kind of free yourself from what you think it should look like to let's just see how it comes out. And, worst thing to worst, you can always get them a gift card. You know what I mean? So don't worry, it'll be all right. But you might have fun making something pretty cool and you might actually be happy or half happy with the results. We're our own worst critics, so I would say just give yourself permission to play and see what happens and figure it all out later. You don't have to figure everything out in life right now. Just figure it out later. I think I can, now that I have more ink on this, I can, oh yeah, that definitely picked that up more. All right. Okay, there we go. That's kind of cool. Putting this away now before I cause utter destruction of everything known to mankind. Over there. And okay, this is my bookmark, and I think I want to put I know I've got my moving chair going. Yes. You think I've ever discovered WD-40? No, I just moo with the best of them. Yeah, it's my chair of chairs. One day I'll figure that out. I can only do so many things at one time. There. Now I did have a little piece of I was looking to see what's on the desk so I don't have to go and get something, but I could if I wanted to. And, somebody mentioned something today that something might be too thick to use in a journal. I rarely feel stuck by that. I don't mind putting a button inside a journal. If it bothers you, the thickness, if you think it might be bumpy to write on, put them around the periphery or on the page tab or something that can be removed. That's your way out of that. If you still want to use the pretty buttons but are worried about the bumpiness, that's the ticket, Molly Mouse. Yep, I saw your comment. It's okay. Yeah, that's the easy way out of that because it is fun to use those cute little buttons. They're just so darn cute. Okay, let me get a ribbon because yep, there's the ribbon. I put it away. I know you weren't expecting that, right? And this is coffee dyed seam binding. Yeah, like Snug Hug or Hug and Snug or something like that. But it's very thin and it's great for junk journalers because it's very thin. Yes. Okay, so I don't think I need it that long. I think I need about half of this. So we're going to use that piece. It's got some cool edging on it. I'm going to make the little loopy-loo. One loop through the hole. And this is called a name card punch or a lanyard punch. Or a slot punch. That's another name. Yeah, so if you're looking for one, yeah, that's what they're called. Like SLOT, slot. Okay. Ooh, that's so pretty. I love that. And you could do a little bow ski on top here if you want. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Oh, this is so cute. And that's going to pop out the top. I'd show you on the journal, but my elephant is still drying. He's almost dry. He's almost dry. I'm going to bring it back over for a big finale there. Okay, so Now I thought here, we would, basically the positive aspect of this is merely a prompt, just giving somebody something to think about. So, and then you want to think about what you're going to write your prompt in. Like, is it going to be in marker or in like a artist pen, or is it going to be ink? It could be anything. Maybe I'll just use ink because everybody probably has a pen. Okay, just make again sure that the pen, nope, that's the wrong end. So it'll be really helpful. Use the right end. Okay, so I'm just going to use a word. I'm going to try and make it pretty. Here's like, this is high pressure now. Okay, try to make it pretty. Okay, so looking for inspiration. Oh, okay, I got it. This makes no sense at all, but see, I've got roses on there. I'm going to put there we go. Just making something simple. And I put the rose nose. I know, right? And you could have more fun with this. Like, you could amplify it up a little more. Maybe make these back lines thicker. Just for, you know, faux this is definitely faux calligraphy going on here. Okay. I missed half of them, I know, but just to kind of amplify it a little bit. So you can do that, and the roughness of it makes it look very hand created. That's what I tell myself. Yeah. There we go. So something very simple, something positive, and maybe they'll write something. I hope so. And that's a giant bookmark. That's what I'm calling it. You could also call this a journal card or a journal tag. I know we're supposed to cut the edges and all of a sudden it turns into a tag, but you know, it could be a tag just like that. You call it what you want it. Just have fun with it. Okay, so here, I feel like I want a bigger word here. Okay, so I'm going to go, I'm not going to go far. I'm going to stay right here and see what I see on my desk. And I see this. This has some bigger words and has this word thoroughbred. That's an interesting word. It also has Ashley's Christmas Miracle. That's pretty, but I kind of like the word thoroughbred. That might make somebody think of something. You know, we don't know. Oh, and this is part of Ashley's story right here. There's Ashley. Well, we could put Ashley's Miracle too. I don't know. It's just so much to pick from. Oh, like I'm dreaming. That's what I want. Ashley laughed. Oh, Ashley. Ashley, Ashley, Ashley. That's kind of a nice one though, but it doesn't. Now I'm going to go with thoroughbred. You know why? Because the text, the font style is different than what's on here, and that's what I really want. So I'm going to take my metal ruler, which has a sharp edge, turn it upside down. I'm going to gingerly tear out that word. It's very narrow amongst all the other stuff. Or you could have love reading. Just tear that out. That's kind of cool. Is that better than thoroughbred? Maybe, right? Okay, I don't know. There's no wrong or right. We'll see if we can separate them and maybe use both. Okay. So you know, see how I put the skinny side down? So I got my thoroughbred out of there. Now I'm going to go for love reading all the books. That's what I'm going to go for. Now, I don't know if I can do it as smoothly. I'm going to try and impress you. Here we go. Okay. And down. Hold it firm, smooth. Tear towards yourself. And if all went well, you got the line. Okay, and then you can just, you know, fingernail these edges off. And if you're really lucky, then you can maybe ink up gingerly, gently, just to pop it a little bit against your background. This thing is totally dry. There we go. Okay. There. Okay, so I would say that I'm feeling good with that. So maybe, okay, well, I could put that on front, or I could just put that on the back. Well, we just do that. That's good. Love reading all the books. There's our positive prompt. So it could be a one-word prompt. It could be a multi-word prompt. And you're never out of stuff if you've got book pages. So you just, I'm looking for my, there it is. I've got 4 glue sticks on the table and I can't find one of them. Okay, here we go. The old thumb maneuver. And I'm going to put it at the top so it leaves writing room. But you could put these on an angle or in the middle. Yeah. That's so cute, right? I know. I may want to accent that up a smidgeroony. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little topper on it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's pretty. Yeah, right there. So this we made the other day. Just paper ribbons. That's cute. So I'm just going to glue that on there. I'm not going to cut a hole in it. So this will be something they might be able to see they can pull. Let me put this way. Okay. There. Yeah. Now this could be tucked into a pocket or paper clipped onto a page. But isn't that cute? That's just so cute, right? And you can put little lines or leave it blank, whatever you like. So we'll put that in the done pile. Okay, so now we have this guy. Now this guy, I think he could totally take the thoroughbred. Yeah, I think he totally could. Maybe we need to put something white behind him for contrast. So let's say you have some of these little pieces from trimming stuff. You could put that down, and then this will show up even more once I ink it, of course. Yeah, okay. Okay. Do I want the word series? Maybe. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. It makes you think, like, what is that? A thoroughbred series? Is that a book? Is that a group of thoroughbreds? I don't know. But sometimes things are just meant to inspire and provoke thought. So let me glue it onto here first. Step A. Yeah. All right. Put you on here pretty much there. Pick you up. I'll trim you off a little bit on that end. And you could even do angle cuts. That would be cute. Almost like a little flag or something. Boy, this is going deep into using up the scraps, right? And maybe I'm just going to ink this as well so it pops against its background. Okay, there we go. All right, now I think that's pretty. I don't know, just something, I don't know, I like it. I hope you like it too. It was fun to make. I can definitely tell you that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not going to put it here. I know, after all that, I'm not going to put there. You know why? I'm just going to stick that over here. We're going to use that on a different one. I've got this, and it's got blue buttons in it, and I think that would really set that off. And it fits. So this found its new home. Talk about changing the entire game plan, the 11th hour, which is perfectly okay and allowed in the junk journal world. We are allowed to do that. Yes, we are. Yeah, there you go. You found your home. Very fun to make. Just simple things with goofy ribbons. And then we want to put a happy word back here, right? Well, we could put this back there, but I think that, yeah, we could totally do that. Okay. Thoroughbred series. There, done. I'm going to ink the back of this a little bit just to give it some uniformity. There. Okay. Okay, you tell me which one you like better so far. Okay. And then there's, don't forget this one. I do like that one. All right, so we have this one. All right, let's see what we're going to do with you. Oh, let me do the back first because I have a funny feeling. You know what I'm going to pull out? Yep. Okay. And so you got a flower. And maybe, just maybe, I'm going to put a hint of flower on this side. Just because. No reason. I don't have a lot of ink on this. It's just very scant. But there's the flower. This looks like a coaster. It's not a coaster. But I'm sure if you Mod Podge the heck out of it, you could make a bunch of really cool coasters out of just scraps. As long as you really Mod Podge the heck out of both sides, I think it could work. Maybe we'll try that one day. That would be fun. So we need a word, and let's see. Let's go to our source of words here. What do we have? Her head was spinning? No, maybe not. Wonder was half hers. That's interesting. Yeah, I kind of like that. There's a line in here that just says, "Wonder was half hers." That's kind of cool. It sounds like something out of Alice in Wonderland or something. Okay, so here's another. Can't find my first ruler. This one doesn't have any cork on the back, but let's see if it holds. Yeah, when you're tearing like this, use the sharp metal side as opposed to the cork side anyway, because yeah, the cork side gives you more of a rough tear, and you might tear through your words. Since this is a very skinny, just make sure there's enough pressure here too. Sometimes you have to use extra finger and on a nice flat surface, and then you can get those out easily. Okay, I'll put all of you over here. Well, ink you up a little bit, just a smidgeroonie, and just so you pop a little. Word letter I gotta get off there. This thing is drying so fast I don't know why. Alright, we got some on. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Front, back. Okay. I can't see the brown on there at all. Let's go into the depths of this one. Re-wet. Do that again. Yeah, that's better. Oh, yep, Sunny has now spotted either a squirrel or lawn guy. And there's a big announcement that something has entered Sunny's world. There may be more barking to ensue. It could happen. Just saying. Now I'm going to check for, I think that stands out enough. I don't think I need to add more. That's not the right word. Did I use the wrong side? Did anybody catch that? Ashley to the white. What is that? Wonder was half hers. That would be helpful, Pam. Did anybody catch that? I got it. Well, I got it. That was funny, wasn't it? Yeah. These are the things that happen. I mean, these are the things that happen to Pam. Okay, I don't know if they happen to you, but yeah, gluing down the wrong side. Bravissimo. Yep. I'll show you how it's done. Okay. And don't tear it, don't tear it. It's got to stick inside. Do I want to put you on there? Maybe, huh? We'll put you in there in a minute. Just settle yourself. Okay, I'm going to put you here. Get you down. Wonder was half hers. I like that. And maybe just that in the corner. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's just goober this down. This will do light, like a good glue stick, of which we're all in great search of. Scotch now sends out this, I believe, when you order this. We're thinking they're the same, but there's a lot of debate. Nobody really knows. But they seem to both work okay, so I'm not gonna... I've decided to stop sweating about it because I'll never know. I'll just never know. I just think that somebody out of all of us should be work for the 3M company and let us know. But I have asked them. They won't talk to me. Okay. All right, so what I was gonna do, oh yeah, he's on the neighbor's lawn. Hold on. You know what I'm getting. All right, I'm back. And these neutral colored ones can go in any journal, which always makes it easy. And I just picked some fun colors, maybe copper, maybe bronze, or what's this? Wedgwood blue. This is Nouveau Drops. And this is Liquid Pearls. And this is also Nouveau Drops. Yeah. I'm sure he'll be gone any moment. Maybe we'll go with... we'll go with the Liquid Pearls Bronze right now. And if it's flowing, we'll be happy. I'm just going to put some dots in the center here on these little random stamen things. Maybe one dot on the end of all those, just to give it a little pizzazz. And maybe a dot on the end of each little petal for extra pizzazz. And these are just fun things you can do. There's really no right way, wrong way to do these. I'm going to emphasize that one side that I emphasized on these petals, just to make it a little bit dramatic. Yeah, something extra fun. And I think, I don't know, this is what I find, was once I pick up this little thing, I can't stop. I just need to keep doing it. It's very relaxing, and fun, and these little bottles do last a long time. Sometimes they get a little dried out and you have to use a pin down there to free the stuff, but generally they do last a long time. Yeah. Okay. Okay, there's that. So obviously we have to let that dry. And then maybe we want to put some of this in the, I don't know, maybe in the center of these, just for a little accent. Oop, that one spit at me. That happens sometimes, so we're just going to work with that. Maybe put a few dots on that one. That's a central. Maybe this one is going to be a circle around it. And this one, it might be a little X through it. I don't know. I just all of a sudden had to do different things because that one spit at me and it did something different. So we got something different out of it. Thank you, Grand Universe, for playing with us. Okay, I'll put you over here in the drying zone. Oh, look. I see somebody that's dry. I know. Okay, let's bring him back over here. Okay, so I think I've shown you enough of those. I do have one left, but I want to show you this little technique that I'm struggling with. Okay, here. There is my dried dot. I still see, okay, so I see a couple things. I see a weird elephant, a chubby elephant. I'm just going with that. I'm going with the chubby elephant. I'm not going to fight the chubby elephant. Okay, here's where it gets, here we go. Let's see if I can get you in a little closer. Okay, we're going to try and make this something. Now, you could do this in pencil first, which would be brilliant, but not doing that. Okay, so I should probably do it in pencil. All right. All right. All right. Is anybody seeing the giant pencil? I don't want any rude comments. This is as good as I can do with my little elephant. Okay, so he has two little nose holes there, right? He has a little eye. You don't have to go into the great detail or anything, but you can. There. Is that his tail? I don't know. What is that? A back foot? I don't know. I don't want any bad comments about my elephant. I think I'm going to give him a big flower here. He's sniffing. It's going to be a very loose, whimsical flower. Yeah, there we go. That explains everything. Okay. What do you think? Okay, the guy on the video did it way better. All right, he did a bird or something. Maybe we should have gone with bird. Oh gosh. Okay, no, it is an elephant. Okay, we're just gonna say that's an elephant. And there you go. So you can make something from nothing. Let's see. Okay, maybe I'm gonna have to cut a word out here or something. Started to smile. That's a good little line. Maybe we can add. Now I'm doing everything I told you not to do. I'm trying to hand tear this out. I'll probably mess it up, but maybe we need. Oh, eyes were blurring. Yeah, maybe we need that. But starting to smile. Started to smile. Okay, that's not so bad, right? No, hide the face. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we got a little white area we can get rid of. Good, because it was a little long. That looks a little better. I'll take that. All right. All right. There. Yeah, that's a little better. Is it? I don't know. We'll just see. I'll take a vote. Yes, no, or should I just cover it up and squelch any comments? That's the great joy, because we can always come along and we could just glue a piece of paper on here and as if it never happened. Is it there? You could glue a piece of paper on here as if it's never happened. So just so you know, that's what we do in cases like that. But I think he's cute at this point. Yeah, that I think looks a little better. I think elephants do have tails. Yeah, they have tails. Of course they have tails. Yeah, we'll just leave it as is. Don't touch it anymore, Pam. Okay. Yeah, he needs a bigger ear. I want to give him more ear. I'm gonna use the right end of the pen. More elephant-like ear. Yeah, there. Now we go. Yeah. That looks more like an elephant. That's total elephant, right? Yeah. No. Could even be an anteater. Okay, we'll throw that in there. How about that? There could be an ant on that flower. Okay, I'm leaving now. I need to get out of this. Sunshine, it's time for your pup date. Hold on. Okay. I said, come, my little lamb. Come with me to pup date land. Hello, this is... What's that noise? Mom? Mom? What's that noise? It's Lawn Guy. You know Lawn Guy. Boy, your face is really close. Yeah, could you like zoom out a little bit? I'm a little uncomfortable with the close-ups, you know? With my wrinkles and everything. Okay, fine. All right, here we go. Back again. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hello, everybody. This is Sunshine, Cub Pup Reporter, reporting to you from the paper Outpost. So what I've got to tell you is, okay, this is my Yoda. My Yoda look. The halfway ears are Yoda. Just saying. I've embraced the inner me of many different, you know, go ahead, Mom. Rabbit, Yoda, Pippi Longstocking. Okay, whatever. I don't call it what you want. So anyway, okay, Mom. We're going to be having to have a talk about that one before you put that one out there. But all is well at the Paper Outpost. I would like to report the craft room is relatively clean, except for the messy desk up before you. But if you could look around, which it's kind of hard, but if you could look around, and there's floor, yeah, and that table over there, the L-shaped table, it's clean. I know. We were all shocked. We came in and it's clean. And there's only one box on the floor, and it's this crap box. So that's really good for Mom. So, you know, contain your little beasts. And I don't mean me. No. You let us run free. Yeah, we like to run free. And the snacks have been good. And there has been chicken. And Mother is relinquishing some chicken occasionally. Not too much, because we know what happens. So only a little bit. And that's it. That's all I got to report. Everything's dandy. Sunshine out. Take care, everyone. Happy crafting. All right. Okay. No, you did really well. Go in your little Betty. Okay, he's in his little Betty. All right. Let's just look at another page. Oh, look at that's very pretty. Okay, so if you don't know, I have a free. Don't forget, I've got the Christmas bundles. They're ready. They're available. They have arrived, and they're a nice combination of old and new crafting items for Christmas, heavy loaded with Christmas stuff, but there's also a little regular stuff in there for regular crafting, all mixed together, and a handmade item from me, signed and dated personally. So if you're interested in that, grab yours now. They're in my Etsy shop. And if you haven't signed up for my free monthly email newsletter, you might like to do that, because you get a free digital image emailed to you every month that you can use in your artwork or your junk journal making. And you get a list of supplies, 500, that are pretty much free in your local area, meaning your home, your friends' homes, stuff like that, or easily found outside your door. And also a page list of ideas on how to break a blank page. And there's another one, and I can't think of it right now, but I say these 4 things all the time. So my videos come out Wednesdays and Saturdays, 7 a.m. Eastern time, and my new podcast material comes out Tuesdays at 7 a.m., but you're going to find there's other podcasts, uploaded video podcasts every day on Spotify, but you can listen to the audio podcast on any podcast platform. And what else can I tell you? There is, if you join my Facebook group, the Paper Outpost Facebook group, every week I do a weekly and a monthly challenge. And what's today? I don't know if I did one. Did I do one for I better double check. But I post the most recent one in the featured section and at the top, so you can find it easily. And jump in, and attached to that is a digital image that you can download as well. So there's 4 available each month, about, depending how many Mondays there are. And also on the first of the month or thereabouts for the monthly challenge, there'll be one as well. So you're going to get, I guess, almost 5 a month that way. So that's kind of cool, just to kind of think about that. So yeah, and then if you make something with with the weekly or monthly challenge, please put, you don't have to use that image. That's just something fun for you guys to collect. But I'll give you a prompt for the weekly challenge, and then just show us what you make, because it inspires all of us. So if you're doing crazy fun things out there, keep doing it. I have an Etsy shop and where I have journals and bundles and kits and fundles when available. I have a merchandise shop if you like the phrase create with reckless abandon or everything is a craft supply until proven otherwise. You can get that on a t-shirt, sweatshirt, zip hoodie, mug, tote, or water bottle. And you can find me on all the social media platforms. And remember, most of all, that fun can be simple. And create with reckless abandon, everybody. See you next time. Oh, wait. I want to show you what we made. All right, we did this. We did that one. And we did this one. And we didn't do this one. I feel like we did one other one. It's somewhere. Oh, it's the one that's drying. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we did that one. Okay, so that's what we did. So take care, everyone. Have an awesome day. Bye.